first time I saw smoke was in one of Copperfield's specials, Fires of Passion special, where he made a baseball card restoration using smoke, and it was really beautiful. I think that one in particular was created by Gary Olet, I'm not sure. I believe it was, from what I read, and it was really very magical. When I saw that moment, I thought, wow, this is really amazing, and it started all of this journey, I think. Okay, so the story about how I came up with the idea for a smoke watch was very simple. I was performing at a wedding, and I was using smoke from an American company, which basically I had a tube through my sleeve to a big battery pack at my back. It was very uncomfortable, and it worked, but it was really very uncomfortable. And I used to do the Omni deck, so when a spectator leaves the hand, the whole deck of cards transforms into a transparent plexiglass. And one moment, a few hours later, I was sitting at the table and I removed my jacket, very naturally. And I had people staring at me. And this was really, really strange because I felt, why is everyone looking at me? And then I understood what happened was I forgot to remove the smoke machine from my body. So everyone was staring at me and it seemed like I was in the hospital. One tube along my sleeve and I was there. I immediately went to the bathroom and then I thought, okay, there must be a better way. Yes, and I managed to make the first smoke watch idea was derived from this very unfortunate accident. The very first smoke watch idea that I had, I thought it was an amazing idea. I was wearing a watch when I was performing magic. I was wearing a watch, so I thought if I could somehow create something into this, because it's a everyday object, no one will get suspicious, and I get rid of the sleeves. At the moment, it was just a pipe dream. I honestly thought it was not possible. And it was really, really tough, especially because of the fan, because it used like a little tube, and with a little fan, a little plastic fan that was on the shaft of the motor. It was a very intricate process, and we are talking 8 years ago. It was not yesterday, so it was really amazing. The idea and how we started, I remember perfectly, we were having the coil and adding some drops of the liquid and to make the smoke. We did this really in baby steps, very, very, very slowly, until we finally achieved, with a lot of failures during the process, because when you create a new technology, it's not easy. Many people stop creating because it's hard. It's not something that you have an idea and the next day you are doing it. No, at the time I had no knowledge at all of mechanics or electronics, so I had to hire the best people to make this job, and it was really tough. And then several months later, we were able to create the smoke watch, which was an analog watch. So with the hands, it was a little bit thick, I will say. And it was really very tough, but we managed to make and sell. And the response from the magicians was overwhelming. It really was a very disruptive magic product at the time. With the smoke cube, it was great. I had the idea to not using a watch, but if magicians don't want any watch or anything, I wanted a very small smoke machine that the magicians could palm very easily, because it has a special surface which allow for a great grip to create to classic palm it. It was because I also found a very thin fan at the moment. So the idea to create a very small smoke machine, and then after this one, there were literally dozens of variations in the market of very different kinds of smoke devices. But during this process, the smoke cube was really, really special. The Smoke Watch Pro was basically a small upgrade, because then I have a thicker analog watch, and we were able to, again, it's the evolution of everything. So we were able to place the electronics in a much smaller space into what appears to be a smartwatch. Even though it was custom made, it was not an Apple Watch, it was a little bit bigger, even though it really looks like a smartwatch. So it was really great. It has been performed by David Copperfield on the American Country Music Awards, which was really great because it made a reveal of an envelope. It transformed an envelope. So it was really funny, that moment. It has also been done by Shin Lim on Jimmy Fallon to create a very magical moment, for example, and many others. It was really a very well received product by the magic community. That's it. It was the Smoke Watch Pro. It was really one of our best creations. Absolutely. About Universal Smoke Watch, I had this idea to use an everyday watch about 4 years ago, and actually I have one of these very first prototypes that we had built, and that's it over here. So yes, that's it. So this was it. My initial idea was to create like a band, so this will be under a real watch. This was my idea to place. So this round part will be under the dial, the battery will be in the side of the strap, and then the tube right in the middle where the smoke comes from. But the problem is that it was very bulky. It was not comfortable. You had a wire, you have all of this. So this was really 4 years ago, this idea. So then I decided to wait a little bit more, because then I found smaller fans, and then I had a great idea to create something even better, which is the Universal Smoke Watch, which is like the pinnacle. It's like it's amazing to see actually the evolution from the very first one to this one. This one is a much more complex project because the electronics of this one are much harder to make. For example, with the other ones, the electronic boards, the PCBs, are 2 layers. This one, it's 4 layers. It's much smaller, much more, the fans, everything is so well made into a watch. In fact, I actually have right now over here in my watch. This is actually my Apple Watch, and I really have it. So this really is something very cool, because I wanted to do something that I can use every day, and I forget that I have it. I use it to my Apple Watch every single day, and I wanted something that I place under the band in a few seconds, and you are ready to go. No one sees nothing, and you are ready to perform smoke. You don't need to take a special bulky watch, place it under around your wrist. No, that's it. It's your everyday watch. The only thing is that the band needs to be 22 millimeters because it's the size of the gimmick. But that's it. That's basically it. I think it's really an evolution, but it was very hard. We also wanted to create an app. Yes, even though the mechanism is really small. I mean, it's really very tiny. We wanted to create a small app. So this as an antenna with Wi-Fi, it connects actually to an app. So in the magician's phone, they can adjust the amount of smoke, the timing, they can adjust a lot of things. And this was really amazing process and very hard to make. It was one of the hardest projects because of the size and the idea. It's also ergonomic, so it curves a little against the wrist, which is really perfect. And it's amazing. Like everything in life, I think there is a starting point for everything. And it's really fun to watch older trailers, 8 years old trailers, and see how far we have come with the Universal Smoke Watch. It's really cool. And if this was not enough, magicians can place this anywhere because they have a remote control. So they push a button and a few seconds later the smoke comes out from a very far distance, to be honest. So this can be placed literally anywhere. They are not constrained into a watch. So even though this was specifically designed for a watch, that's why this has this curve, etc. But it can be literally used anywhere. It's very small, very powerful. The battery lasts a really long time. And it's always ready to go anytime. So we are really proud of this one. So that's it. I hope everyone here enjoyed watching this video with some of the history and the progress of this special magic smoke machine that I'm really proud of. It is really something. Now everyone can use their everyday watch, produce smoke anytime, and it's so convenient that yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for watching.